Hey guys, it's Artifact, and this is going to be a bit of a different video because it's going to be my first crack at lore. Basically, what I'm going to do is turn on the Biome Desert trailer, talk over it, and take a crack at what I think the lore of the desert is. When I was watching it, the giant statue got my brain thinking, the giant skull got my brain thinking. And so basically I'm going to turn on the video and I'm going to talk over it and I'm going to discuss what I think the desert lore is. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy the lore of the desert. Hey guys, it's Artifact. And like I said in the intro, this is going to be like me guessing and speculating what the lore of the desert is going to be. So I'm kind of like dissecting this frame by frame. But first I want to acknowledge how beautiful this landscape is. It really does remind me of Zion Park from Utah mixed with the Arizona desert. Especially these rocks. These rocks just yell Arizona to me. And as a guy who grew up in the desert region, New Mexico, Texas area, and I've been to Arizona so many times, been to Utah so many times. This is exactly what it reminds me of. And I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge that I appreciate the call out of my home desert. I don't know if it's true or not, but I like to pretend. So, first off, we look back here, and there's a lot of rib cages. So, here's the first one. Then we go to the rhino. Yes. Now, if we pause it right here, we got another rib cage. That might be the same one we just saw. But then we got another rib cage, which I think it's a giant snake because nothing's attached to this. So, yeah. Giant snake. That's the same rib cage we just saw. This is from a different angle. Cheetah-like thing. I don't think there's a lot to take in from this frame either. Besides the fact that they got the cactuses right. Snail mount. So, another rib cage, which I'm pretty sure is a different rib cage because that rib cage was in the cliff. We also see a big pool of water here, and I have a guess about this, and we'll get to it when we get to the statue. Okay. I really want to talk about this. Okay. So, that's a big skull. So if we're assuming that this is a building the size of, like, probably 5 stories, math says that's a big-ass skull. And that's probably the same building they just pandered on. Looks like it had some war damage. Big shot of the big river. Another shot of the river. They are really selling that snail mount. So I'll talk about it now. What I'm thinking that the desert was once a big, thralling forest. Full of life, full of green, full of flowers, trees. And then something happened where all the life in this rainforest just kind of died. And over countless of thousands and thousands of years, the forest would just continue to die, and eventually it just became this wasteland. Also, that has to be like a dungeon, maybe a raid. Also, we see some crystals here that's probably mineable. More scorpions. jellyfish. So, this part doesn't matter, but I'm gonna say it anyways. When I was a young kid, me and my dad hiked the Grand Canyon. We went down to Havasu, and hiking in sand sucks. We got Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. But, no, seriously. That's exactly what this reminds me of. And that place is real. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But I feel like there's some really good stuff in there. Maybe a raid? Open world raid? Open world dungeon? Who knows, but that's one of the places I'm gonna go into. Me and my bounty hunting guild. More scorpions. Okay, I want to talk about the statue, but I'm gonna wait for a better view. Hippos. Okay. Here's my theory. Is, like I said earlier, that I think it's going to be a big forest that eventually turned into the desert. My theory is that whoever lived in the forest used to worship her as like the goddess of life. And that's what that symbol is like the symbol of life, symbol of trees, symbol of something. And as the forest continued to die, the people in the forest blamed her. And they thought, wow, why would you abandon your people like that? Why would you let your forest die like that? And all the people left the forest to find food. And they just left the statue there to rot. This whole thing was underwater. And that's my second theory, is that all of this used to be underwater. And she was an underwater goddess. And the water dried up. And so there was a whole underwater civilization that we don't know about. That's my second theory. So we can tell that this is not the same entrance from... Not that entrance, because it's two different things. We got, like, the Raiders of the Lost Ark here. And then over here we have a different... So this helps my underwater theory, because they both might be entrances to the underwater civilization. But I'm still going with the forest one instead. And then here comes Mr. Scorpion. I love this guy so much. And then he splits his tail. Yeah. But, while the dev update wasn't the best one I've seen, I am really excited to explore the desert. Because, like I said, the desert has a special place in my heart. I love the desert. It's just home for me. And, I'm excited to play this game. I hope I play it someday. Tell me if you liked this type of video, because I'm down to do more of them. But if you like my old school type of videos, I'll go back to those. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. Artifact out.